of all, what is the process of impeaching a governor in Nigeria according to the constitution?
The people have a right to remove any governor that is probably erring in office, any governor that conducts himself in a manner that is unacceptable by the provisions of the Constitution. But they do that through the House of Assembly that is established under Section 90 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And then the legislators in the House of Assembly represent the interests of the people. Now, this foundation is important to be laid so that listeners understand that the House of Assembly has the right, the constitutional right, to be able to remove a governor. But that must be done with compliance and in obedience with the provisions of the Constitution. And that's important here now. The procedure is this, Kalada.
Yeah.
Precisely Section 188 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria provides for the procedure for removal of governor or deputy governor. Now, that procedure begins with a notice of allegation of gross misconduct against the governor. And that notice must be in writing. It must be signed by at least 1/3 of the members of that House of Assembly. This very important position that begins the process is such that that allegation to be contained on a notice that must be in writing must be signed by at least 1/3 of the members of that House, and then the notice must contain those allegations in details and with particulars. So if you allege any constitutional infraction, then you must provide the details and the particulars of that infraction, alleged infraction. And again, the gross misconduct must be one that is related with the functions of the governor in office and a violation of the provisions of the Constitution. When that is done and presented to the Speaker of the House of Assembly, then the Speaker must make copies of this notice of allegation of gross misconduct to all members of the House of Assembly and to the holder of that office, that is to the governor. Now, the reason it's sent to the governor is so that the governor will have an opportunity to reply in defense of those allegations. Now, the Speaker shall, within 7 days of receiving that notice of allegation, send a copy to the governor and then circulate copies to all members of the House. Then the governor may, if he elects, reply to those allegations. If he does, then he would transmit his reply to the Speaker. If he chooses not to, then so be it. But then the Speaker shall, within 14 days upon the receipt of that notification, hold a sitting of all members through a motion to determine whether the allegations should be investigated. So apart from the fact that allegations may be leveled against the holder of that office, the governor, the House will come to resolve whether it should be investigated. And that will be done within 14 days. It will be done by way of motion. And then that motion also requires a 2/3 majority of all the members of the House. All the members of the House. So if anybody is traveled, you make sure that person must be in that sitting. When the Constitution says all the members of that House, then it must be complete, except somebody who is dead or who has been removed. Now, when that 2/3 majority is secured by way of motion, this time there will be no debate, just to decide whether they should investigate. If the motion succeeds and they secure the 2/3 that the allegation should be investigated, then the Speaker will communicate the Chief Judge of the state to set up a panel for the purpose of that investigation. Now, within 7 days of the passing of that motion, the Speaker must do this and request the CJ to constitute that panel. Then the Chief Judge will, by way of constitutional duty, constitute that panel of 7 persons. The qualification of the persons to be constituted is there in the Constitution. They must be persons of impeccable character with high level of integrity and, of course, incorruptible. Then to the conviction of the Chief Judge, if he constitutes that panel, then the petition, I think that's the notice of allegation, together with the reply of the governor, if he so did, will be transmitted to this panel for the purpose of investigation.
Okay.
And Canada, that panel sits in semblance of a court. The panel will hear, even the governor, will hear the members of the House of Assembly that raise this allegation.
Okay.
Now, the governor can be represented either by himself or through a counsel of his choice, the same as the promoters of this allegation from the House. And then the 7 7-man panel will receive even evidence, receive whatever facts and all of that. They have about 3 months to go through this process. So within 3 months, this panel must carry out this investigative hearing, and they will come up with a return, that is to find whether the allegations are proved or not proved. So the panel will come up, either the allegations have been proved or they haven't been proved. Let me take a situation where first, if they have not been proved, if these allegations clearly to the finding of there is no proof of the allegations, the matter ends there. It does, in fact, nobody will return to it again. It just ends at the level of that panel where the allegations are failed to be proved. But take the other side, if the allegations are established and then there is proof that the allegations, the gross misconduct was committed by the governor, then the panel will make a report to the Speaker in the House.
All right.
Then when that report is returned to the Speaker within the 3 months, then the Speaker shall again convene a sitting of the House. And then that sitting of the House, the purpose of that sitting of the House is by way of motion to adopt that report that may have found the allegation of gross misconduct against the governor. Now, if that 2/3 majority of members in that motion is not secured, it also ends there, despite the return of finding of the facts by the panel. If the 2/3 majority is secured, adopting the report of the panel, then that governor automatically stands removed from office.
Okay.
And that's the procedure, and it takes this 7 days to 14 days, or 3 months, and another 7 days.
Okay.
So it is a process. It's not an event in a single day.
So it's more than a month. It's more than a month. It takes more than a month.
It takes more than a month. It takes more than a month because the 7 days allowable must, as constitutionally provided, must be allowed.
Okay.